Your spine straight. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in. Hold it there. Oh. Oh. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Yovantah Pravishya Mama Vachamimam Prasuptam Sanjeevayat Akhila Shakti Dharasvadhamna अम्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्. Yesterday, we have chanted two alphabets wrong, so we'll correct that. I have sent the correction, but in that correction, I have written from Charana. Samacharana should be corrected in the Dhanu Shloka. समचरण सरोज सांद्र नीलांबुदाभं जघन निहित पाणिं वंदनं मंडनाना तरुण तुलसी माला कंधरं कंजनेत्रं सदय धवलहासं विठ्ठलं चिन्तयामि विठ्ठलं चिन्तयामि. Pranams to the Lord, pranams to all the Mahatmas who have joined on day 2 of reading Eknath Bhagawat. We have still not begun the reading. We are going to see a little bit of life story of Sant Eknath Maharajji as told by Ghaisasji. So we have seen the first para. What I'm going to do is, because the initial session is new, I'll do the initial readings, and then once we all get used to the subject and all, then we will open it out for us to read. So we have read the first paragraph of the life story of Sant Eknath, and we continue from there further. As the purpose in the mind of Sant Eknath was to explain in Marathi the teachings given by Lord Shri Krishna to Uddhava in various manners in which other earlier teachers had taught religious philosophy, he had chosen this 11th volume, the Skanda. This contains 1367 Sanskrit verses in the original text. Original text is Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Mahapuran, and about 18,000 OVs in Marathi. Effort is made to bring out in English prose the contents of Marathi text, OV by OV, in simple language. OV is one line, verse, a Marathi written verse is a OV. To suit all English knowing readers. As is natural in the case of such translations, certain terms in Sanskrit are required to be kept as they are, spelling being adhered to in such cases phonetically. Now, a short life sketch on Saint Eknath is given here to acquaint the readers with the characteristic way in which the author led his life. Eknath is believed to have lived about 100 years before the advent of King Shivaji. Some records say that he was born at Paithan, a city famous even in those days for highly educated and learned citizens. In the year 1533 AD, but some other scholars do not agree with that. They say that the year of his birth was 1528 AD. Bhanudas, who brought back the idol of Sri Vitthal from Vijayanagar to Pandharpur, was the ancestor of Saint Eknath. Chakrapani was the son of Bhanudas. Surya Narayanan was the son of Chakrapani. and Eknath was the son of Surya Narayanan. Thus, Eknath was the great-grandson of Bhanudas. The name of the mother of Eknath was Rukmini. Thus, Eknath was the son of Surya Narayana and Rukmini. He became later on well-known saint. His family belonged to Deshastha Brahmins of Rigved tradition, and the name of his gotra was Vishwamitra. Ekavira is the family deity of Eknath. As the birth of Eknath took place in the period of Mula star, Mula Nakshatra, we have Mula Nakshatra, we have 27. So, in that sense, Mula Nakshatra. Mula star system, the destiny proved to be bad in that his parents died soon after his birth. As a result, the burden of bringing up the child Eknath fell on the shoulders of his grandfather Chakrapani. The thread ceremony, Punul Kalyana, the Munji, the thread ceremony of Eknath was performed when he was 6 years of age. He read Gita, Upanishads, and 6 darshanas, books of philosophy, and mythological books like Bhagavata, etc. Writing, reading, and arithmetic were learned by him at a very early age. He had early contact with philosophy of devotion. His mind took interest in spiritual path, but he was not lucky enough to have any spiritual preceptor. He was eager to have the blessings of some guru. He asked his grandfather about it. The latter gave him guidance to go to Devgiri town and meet the holy Janardana Swami, who was well-known scholar and saint. Eknath went there. The young boy was very smart and had an easy flow of well-cultured speech. When he met Janardana Swami, he very humbly bowed before him and requested to accept him as a disciple and give regular initiation in the spiritual path. Janardana Swami had an idea how brilliant this boy was. He asked him some questions about his personal life. Knowing that he had taken permission of his grandfather and was already well versed in some literature of the path, he gave him initiation and accepted him as a disciple. From that time, Eknath began to live with his guru. The spiritual lineage, the succession chain of the teacher-disciple chain of Saint Eknath is written by almost all biographers as Narayana, Brahmadeva, Atri, Datta, Janardana, Eknath. This is supported by some thinkers, and it is generally believed that Lord Dattatreya, who is the son of sage Atri, is a grand teacher of Eknath. Some people, however, believe that Chandrabodh Bodhale was the teacher of Janardana Swami. Many contemporaries of Saint Eknath have mentioned Chand Bodhale as the guru of Janardana Swami. Some mention that Guru Chand Bodhale was Raje Muhammad and the guru of Raje Muhammad Gaus. In those days, the system of tradition of keeping exact chronological record of event was not much practiced. As a result, there are many opinions about the names of gurus and disciples. There is a mention in the biography of Saint Eknath that while he was living with his preceptor, he used to keep accounts very carefully. On one occasion, he remained awakened overnight just to find out an error of 1 pi. This was noticed by Sri Janardana Swami. Looking to the sincerity and concentration of the disciple, Janardana Swami began to love him like his own son. Janardana Swami used to sit quite alone in the fort and go into trance. It is reported in his life sketch that Lord Dattatreya occasionally met him personally. One day, Janardana Swami thought it fit that Eknath should be kept to the Lord to see him. One Friday, he took Eknath with him and went to a secluded place to the north side of the fort. He said to Eknath, "My dear, nobody else except the Lord Dattatreya comes here, but one cannot be sure in what disguise he would come. However, you should not be afraid." Swamiji sat on a big flat stone and went into his usual trance. After some time, there came along a man in the attire of a Muslim mendicant. There are They are called fakirs. He was ill-clad. He had a deerskin on his body. There was a katora, begging bowl in his hand, and a bitch followed him closely. Janardhan Swami became aware of the approaching monk. He got up and ran towards him and held his feet with reverence. The fakir lifted him up by holding his hand, and both of them sat together, talking in low tones. Shortly, the monk gave Swamiji that begging bowl and told him to milk the milk of that bitch. Swamiji got up and did as he was told. The monk took out from the shoulder bag he was carrying some pieces of stale bread and mixed them in that milk. Both of them enjoyed the improvised meal. Swamiji gave that begging bowl to Eknath and told him to cleanse it in the nearby pond. Eknath went to the pond. He took some water in the bowl, and the crumbs of the bread which were remaining were mixed in that water. He drank that water. The monk had seen what he was doing and understood the devotion. He also understood the reason why Janardhan Swami told Eknath to wash the bowl. This was the time when Eknath got the correct guidance. A miracle happened. The monk was now appearing like the Lord Dattatreya, and the bitch appeared like the divine cow. The Lord caressed Eknath and said, Dear Janardana, this boy who is your disciple seems to be born with the divine qualities. He will give spiritual guidance to people. I am much pleased with him. Then the appearance of the Lord Dattatreya as well as that of the monk was no more visible. The mind of Eknath was filled with great ecstasy. Afterwards, the Guru and the disciple left that solitary place and came home. Going to the next topic, it's penance. Eknath was advised by Janardhan Swami to go to hill by the name Shulabhanja, which was on the northwest of Devgiri, and to sit meditating on Lord Shri Krishna. Eknath went there. During daytime, he used to meditate and eat some fruits in the evening. A cowherd saw this boy doing penance. He began to bring a pot of milk for him, which Eknath thankfully accepted. One day, by chance, that cowherd came there earlier. He saw that a cobra was holding his hood on the head of Eknath to protect him from hot sun rays. Suddenly, the cowherd gave out a cry. The cobra went away. Eknath was awakened from the trance. Janardana had advised him to come back if any strange event happened. Eknath accordingly came back to Devgiri fort, bowed before his guru, and told him what had happened. Janardana Swami said, This is a sign that your study of meditation is completed. Now is the time for us to go for a pilgrimage. Eknath was in the company of his guru for 12 years, during which period he learned many scriptures, and afterwards the guru taught him about the realization of Brahman. Eknath went for pilgrimage with his guru. First, they visited the town by name Chandravati on the bank of river Godavari. There they met Sri Chandrabhatta, who was a scholar, ascetic, and a yogi. At night, he presented for them a good commentary on certain portion of Bhagawat Puran. The 4 verses, which are number 32, 33, 34, 35 of chapter 9 of volume 2 of the Purana. So this we can take up as a homework to figure out where is this location and what are these verses. Please mark this portion. This was very informative and inspiring talk, listening to which Swami Janardhan was pleased and he advised Eknath, you should also write explanatory commentary of these 4 verses. Accordingly, Eknath wrote his own commentary while they both visited Panchavati and Trambakeshwar in their journey. This commentary is an example of deep scholarship and beautiful language. During the writing of the commentary, Eknath had strange experience in the following words. The inspiration of composing poetry was unbroken in all the states and the sleep. While I was doing my daily work, while I was bathing, performing morning and noon and evening prayers, while taking my meals, the hidden meaning of Sanskrit verses used to appear before my eyes as if written in the air. At that time, I realized how great is the power and influence of the order of the Guru. The pilgrimage lasted quite long, after which Eknath with his Guru Janardhan Swami returned to Devgiri. After some days, Swamiji told Eknath to go for pilgrimage to 8 Ganapati temples, the famous Ashtavinayak Yatra, if you have heard in Maharashtra. So again, our homework, where are those Ashtavinayak situated? Please, so this is our second homework. Go for a pilgrimage to 8 Ganapati temples and 12 Shiva temples and covered the north, so Jyotirlingas, and covered the northern India also. So again, Eknath, as advised by his Guru, completed that pilgrimage as also. After that, Eknath came back to Paithan. Here, Eknath Swami met his grandfather Chakrapani and grandmother after many years. Janardhan Swami had earlier given a letter with the grandfather for Eknath. The letter was handed over to Eknath by Chakrapani. In that letter, Eknath was given instructions that he should reside in Paithan only and enter into family life and continue to worship God. We have 2 minutes, but the next topic is quite long. We can probably start and finish a paragraph or two, but we won't be able to complete the topic. Eknath's family life. According to the instructions of his preceptor, Eknath married at Paithan only in the year 1479 of Shaka era, could be 1557 AD. The bride's name was Girija. Some say that she was from Vaizapur, which by some others say that she was from Daulatabad, but no definite written record has become available. Eknath built a house at Paithan and made it permanent residence. A relative by name Uddhava came to stay with him and began to do all the household works in the spirit of service to Eknath. Some researchers are of the opinion that he hailed from some other region different from Maharashtra. Girija was devoted wife. She looked after Eknath and their family life began happily. Okay. My bandwidth is low. I think I was interrupted. Okay. Girija was devoted wife. She looked after Eknath and their family life began happily. Shri Khandya, another servant, joined Uddhava. Swami Janardana said, Swami Janardana had already given Eknath a good ideal life of householder by example. Eknath's family life was also an ideal one. His life was rich with salient virtues such as self-control as to mind and body, generosity, compassion for all beings, equanimity, giving of alms to poor, charity, worship of God by proper ritual, singing songs and performing programs of kirtans, storytelling accompanied by songs about the God, discourses remembering the name of God by repeating with rosary of days, devotion, study of scriptures and religious books, peaceful disposition, yoga, and practice of meditation and contemplation and contentment, etc. I think we can stop over here. Probably I was also not properly audible because it shows my bandwidth is low. So I will mark over here and we'll pause. Anybody has any comments to say of what is heard? It's good because when we are going to read his commentary, some background, probably what we have never heard, and we should know about saint. Sometimes it's like building a relationship with the saint. So when his words come to us, Hariam, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes, Varshaji, yes.
Yes.
Okay. So in between my screen as well. So when we know about the saint, in our mind, we are building a relationship. So when that saint's words are going to come, the way it registers in us will be in a different manner. So we will spend some more days, I guess so, because we have not finished. We have finished like about 3 pages. So we will take another few sessions to complete the whole thing, maybe 1 or 2 more, and then only we are getting into the actual Bhagavad as such. Okay. So today's points that we have covered, we have seen his birth, when, where, parents, lineage, and his spiritual lineage as well, what penance he has done, how he has done his yatra, his dharmic yatra, Ashtavinaya, Dwadash Jyotirlinga, and probably northern area means it could have been Amarnath or whatever the areas of Himalayas, probably, so that they have not specified. And now we have just begun to see this family life as well. So with his grace, we will be continuing this maybe in 1 or 2 sessions. If I increase the speed of reading, it may not register fast. So I think the speed should be okay. But if you have any other suggestions, please feel free to message and tell me. Let's stop for today. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Hari Om. See you all tomorrow. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ashwini.
Thank you.
Hari Om, thank you.
Hari Om.
Thank you, Ashaji. Hari Om.
Hari Om.